Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Ned Bellavance, Ned1313 on Twitter, and welcome to the Daily Check-In for December 7th, 2020. It's Monday, which is Professional Development Monday. And the thing I want to talk about today is deciding what type of content you want to create if you're getting into the content creation business. And it's something I've been doing for a while, and I have like a little bit of experience with it. So I thought I would talk about how I find out topics or determine topics that I want to cover in my content creation process, and how do I ensure that, or at least hopefully ensure that they'll be engaging or interesting to the audience. It's something that I've struggled with a bit, and I'm thought maybe you'd find it interesting as well. So that's what I'm going to talk about today. Before I do that, I do want to just mention, just drop a little hint here that I do have a Patreon account. It's down in the description. If you enjoy these videos and you want to support me in some small, tiny way, it doesn't have to be a lot, $2 a month, and you get some additional benefits on the Patreon page. So go ahead and check it out. And if you have the funds, I really appreciate it. If you don't, I completely understand, and just enjoy the videos as they are. With that out of the way, let's check in. How you doing? It's Monday. It's beginning of a new week, but it's like the second week of December, which is kind of exciting because that means for me, Christmas is coming, but just generally the year is winding down. 2020, the longest year on record, is finally on its way out. Isn't it ironic that, of course, it was also a leap year? So it's like the year's already long, and we're just like, here's an extra day. Why not? Well, at least it's finally all coming to an end, and that's feeling somewhat exciting to me. The temperature dropped over the weekend, and now it's chilly. It got down to 20 something last night, and that's just, I don't know. I enjoy that. It's nice. I mean, you're cold, but then you can sit by a fire. I don't know. I like the winter. I'm weird. Whatever. Anyway, let's talk about this content creation thing. Okay, so let me set it up for you a little bit. I've been blogging, creating content, doing that kind of stuff for, I don't know, over a decade probably. But I didn't really start it in earnest till probably 2013 when I started working at a VAR, which is a value added reseller. What do? Well, we add value to reselling. It was a lot of consulting, basically. We sold hardware and then we sold services to implement that hardware. But sometimes you just needed a smart person to go in and fix your Exchange environment. They might send me in, and then I would be there for a few weeks. Actually, my first assignment was 6 months long, and it was mostly Exchange in Windows Active Directory, and it was a lot of that, and messing with DHCP scopes and trying to get them off of Server 2003. It was an interesting time. But in the process, I learned a lot of things, and that directly led to me blogging about a lot of things because my boss at the time gave me the really good advice. I've probably mentioned this before. He said, build your personal brand. I want you to blog about stuff on our main website. I would love that. But I also want you to blog for yourself a little bit too, because you want to build up that personal brand. So I started blogging in earnest in like 2013, roughly. I had some blogs before that, but it was all personal stuff and it was mostly dumb. So I started blogging about the things I was discovering as I tried to make that transition for them off of Server 2003 onto Server 2008. Plus, they wanted to do some stuff in their VMware environment. There was some projects going on with Cisco and implementing ICE. So I don't think it was called ICE at the time, but it was just a lot of stuff going on at the company, and I was helping them. So I had a lot of stuff to talk about. And I think that's how most people get started out when it comes to blogging. They either encounter a problem and they want to post about it to help other people, or they discover something cool about a product or a feature and they want to share that with other people. So you create content, and that's the perfect way to start, because you're starting on something that you already feel passionately about. Whether that passion is a good passion, like you love this technology, or that passion is an angry passion, like you hate this technology. For instance, I never really got along with System Center Operations Manager. I know some people did. I was not a fan of SCOM, and I think I wrote a few blog posts about why SCOM is awful, but here's how to make it work. And the passion shines through, I guess is what I'm saying. So you want your posts to have personality, and you also want them to be about something that you feel passionate about. Those are two very important things, and it's something that I've tried to follow with all of my content creation, and it seems to engage the viewers or the listeners a little bit better than just pondering on about all the configuration options when it comes to DHCP. Like that's not exciting, right? You want someone who actually brings a little life to the party. As much life as you can have when you're talking about DHCP. So that's how I think passion plays a role when you're creating content. Now, another thing to think about is what type of medium you're going to create that content in. Blogging is an easy way to get started, but not everyone wants to be a writer. Writing is something I happen to enjoy for the most part. So I like blogging and I like writing guides and doing that kind of stuff. Some people, that's not their thing. That's not what they want to do. They want to talk. And so for that reason, you could try to start a podcast. And it's very easy to start a podcast now. You can go to anchor.fm, you can create a podcast on there, and you can record your first episode and add music and all that kind of stuff without ever leaving the app. That's pretty awesome. Or you could do a video presentation like I'm doing right now and post it up on YouTube. That's another great option. You need a little more gear for that. You need a camera of some kind. But guess what? If you have a smartphone in your pocket, you kind of have all you need to do videos on YouTube to get started, right? You might want to add some stuff later, but just to get started, that's probably a good way to do it. There's a bunch of other different options. I know someone who mostly does their content creation through GitHub. He creates these GitHub projects that have a series of steps. It's all very instructional, and that's how he goes about creating his content, is through opening up a new repo every time he wants to talk about something new or publish a new project. So like there's many different ways to create a content. And I think what you really need to do is play to your strengths. What's the thing that you are good at doing? And then you could kind of move out from there to things that you're not as good as doing, but like something you want to get better at. So maybe you start with blogging and then you want to move into the realm of podcasting. You might not be totally comfortable in front of a mic. Write yourself a loose script. Try to make sure it doesn't sound like you're reading a script, but now you have that safety net. And then you can kind of build from there, right? Another way to do this is public speaking. And public speaking is terrifying for some people. And for others, they'd much rather do that than writing. And right now, public speaking is a little bit difficult. But once the conference circuit opens back up and user groups start meeting in person again, that's a great opportunity for you to present on the content. Now, what should the topic of your content be? And this gets down to the meat of this video. How do you choose something to write about? I did say you should be passionate about it. You should have learned something or solved a problem, or maybe just have like a really good opinion or analysis on something. But do you just publish about anything, any old thing, or do you focus on one specific technology? And I think this is where you get more into the strategic area of things. I discovered, this is like my personal example, I discovered Terraform, this has to be like 5 years ago, maybe 4 years ago. I think I discovered Terraform and I was like, I love this tool. It is awesome. It fills a need I have at work because we're going to all these different clients and we're building cloud environments for them. And if I had a repeatable way to do that with the same tool, regardless of what cloud we're building on, that would be awesome. Terraform fills that niche. So I started using Terraform and then I started writing about Terraform and then I just really felt awesome about it. And I created a course on Pluralsight around Terraform and it all kept steamrolling. But I was very lucky to get in on a technology that happened to become very popular at the time. I could have picked other tools that did not become nearly as popular, and maybe I would not have seen the draw and the numbers for my topic. So should you be more strategic? Should you select a technology that already seems like it's going to be successful? Or should you just go with the thing that fulfills the need you have at work? I can't tell you which way you should go. And honestly, a lot of it depends on what your ultimate goal is for content creation. If you're just there to share knowledge and you don't care whether you reach one person or 1,000 people, go with the thing that you feel most passionate about and also solves a problem you're having at work. If your interest is reaching lots of people, then you do have to pick something strategically that seems popular right now, but pick a niche of that topic that is more applicable to you. For instance, Terraform's not that big of a topic, so there's not as many niches, but if I had picked something like Kubernetes early on and really wanted to focus on creating content for Kubernetes, that's a really big problem space. Maybe I narrow it down and focus on security in Kubernetes, or I just focus on policy management, or any number of other subtopics within that larger topic. And if I become an expert on that thing and become recognized as that expert, then my content will become that much more valuable and popular. So it's just some things to think about, some things that have been knocking around in my head all day. If you want to get on the content creation game and you have some questions, feel free to hit me up. I'm happy to talk on LinkedIn, on Twitter, or, leave a comment in the description and let me know, or leave a comment below the description and let me know what your questions are. I am happy to help. That'll do it for me. Until next time, stay healthy and stay safe out there. Bye for now.